Ring, ring, a ring, ring. Oh, hey, hello, how are you doing, Seoul Dynasty? I just wanted to ask you guys a quick question. Why on earth are you running Ryu Jae-hong on Mercy and Jito on Zenyatta on your biggest match of the season? Oh, guys, I am in utter shock. Today, we're going to talk about the Seoul Dynasty and Los Angeles Valiant match. Everything has just been completely thrown out the window. We're going to talk about the playoff chances for all the teams now, since it's no longer in the bag for Seoul Dynasty, and they are more than likely not going to qualify anymore. And lastly, I want to talk about how hard work and a healthy mindset can help improve your guys' game and push you beyond others, and push your Overwatch gameplay above and beyond. We're going to look at Game Leap at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. But first, holy crap, we gotta get into this game. How did this all go down? Why did Seoul Dynasty lose? What is going to happen from here on out? Let's get into it, guys. Starting off with the game of Los Angeles Valiant. Wow. I mean, where do I start? Sure, the game was close, but like I started the video off, what is Seoul Dynasty thinking? First, in their game against the London Spitfire, they don't even play the best support in the world. They literally didn't even run him. And then in this game, they put him on Mercy when he's the best Zenyatta and Ana to probably touch this planet. And they got Jito on that role instead of Toby in on Mercy. And wow. I don't know if their plan is to throw these teams off, but clearly that did not work against the London Spitfire, and you think they would have learned their lesson by now. I just don't understand what they're thinking. They just look so unprepared for these matches, like they just let the Los Angeles Valiant win, which I'm not trying to take anything away from the Los Angeles Valiant. They're a very good team. Yes, they are inconsistent at times, which I mention a lot. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. If you look at their games they have played, they have been stomped by teams who you thought weren't better than them, and then they've come out and beat teams like Seoul Dynasty, who we gave them no shot to beat in a match where the stakes were just unreal. The winner basically has the best shot at moving on to the Stage 1 playoffs. Be honest, guys, nobody gave the Los Angeles Valiant a clean shot at winning this. Sure, maybe there was hope that if their good side showed up, they could win it. Starting off on Eichenwald, the Los Angeles Valiant came out with fire. They had Silk Thread in on that Pharah, where he dominated early on. They stormed through, capped all 3 points. They just completely looked like the better team, and there's nothing else to be said other than that Seoul Dynasty is not running Ryu Jae-hong, the best player in the world. If not, he's up there with the best and guaranteed the best support to ever play the game, not on his main role. Jesus, why didn't they learn their lesson? Okay, I need to stop talking about this, but it's got to be the biggest storyline of this. Everybody's got to be thinking the same things I'm thinking. Let me know down in the comments, guys. What do you think is going on in the minds of Seoul Dynasty, specifically their coaches? What is making them want to run Jito over Ryu Jae-hong on the flex support role? I don't get it. Maybe my intelligence levels are just nowhere near the Seoul Dynasty coaches. I don't know. And there's no way Ryu Jae-hong's got to be okay with this anymore. Sure, maybe the London Spitfire match, but after that, he's just got to be like, guys, put me on flex support. Let me play the Zenyatta. Let me play the Ana. Let me do me. Let me do Ryu Jae-hong things. What the hell is he going to do on Mercy, man? What is he going to do on Mercy that Toby can't do? And what is Jito going to do on Zenyatta that he can't do? Now I'm just ranting. I'm just raging now. We're going to move on. Going into the second map. Oh god, why do I want to move on to Anubis? I'm just gonna rage harder, guys. What were they doing? You guys literally had 6 minutes to cap first and get a tick on second. 6 minutes. On your first attack, you did both of those and more by capping the full point in like what? 2 minutes max? I don't know exactly, but something like that. And then for some reason, you let the Los Angeles Valiant hold you for 5 minutes on first point Anubis. One of the easiest points to take in the entire world. I don't know what they're doing. I quite frankly don't understand. Like I said, did they want to lose? Because it sure seemed like that. It really did. I mean, this was a free win. This map was in the bag. This might have been the biggest map throw I've seen so far. Bigger than some of the Dallas Fuels map throws, and they've had some big ones. Seoul Dynasty topped them with this one, boys. They topped it. And for the team that was regarded as the best in the entire world coming into the Overwatch League, 70 to 80% of people would have said they're going to win the whole thing. They'll win stage 1, they'll win stage 2, 3, 4, they'll win the whole season. Overwatch League champions, Seoul Dynasty, confirmed. That's not going to happen if you can't beat the Los Angeles Valiant in a clutch match to qualify for stage 1 playoffs. It's not gonna happen. They seem like a mess. Miro looks like he doesn't know how to play monkey. They got Jito on Zenyatta. I've talked about that. I don't need to talk about that anymore. They have Munchkin and Wikiden on Anubis. Fleda's not playing. I quite literally might name this video is Seoul Dynasty throwing on purpose. I might literally name this video that, because at this point, I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. How do they lose this? I'm done talking about Anubis. The rest is history. They took 5 minutes to cap first, and then they couldn't get 33% on second, and they drew the map out. That's it. That was Anubis. Let's move on to the next one. And okay, all right, we're on Oasis. I see Toby coming in. Ryu Jae-hong back on flex support. Fleda's here. He's playing the fair. Okay. Soul Dynasty, just giving Los Angeles Valiant some hope. You know, let them win a map, draw the next one, then win the third one close, stomp them in the fourth, stomp them in the fifth. You know, some Seoul Dynasty magic was coming out. I thought maybe, all right, maybe they were just trolling. You know, being jerks, giving Valiant some hope. No, not a chance. Nope, I was wrong. Not doing it at all. And I'll be honest, okay, you know, Los Angeles Valiant, they won this map a lot. And I'll be honest, the Los Angeles Valiant, they did deserve this win, guys. They played great. I'm not trying to take any credit away from them. They did win Oasis pretty cleanly. There's nothing I could really say about Seoul Dynasty. They just got outplayed. There was no weird roster decisions or comp decisions. They just got outplayed. Simply that. Los Angeles Valiant looked very strong on Oasis. It was a 2-0 victory. Soon looked really good on University with the Zarya. You know, I can't take much away from them. They cleanly won this one. Seoul Dynasty got outplayed. They lost. And that's it. Los Angeles Valiant beat them. Because of the draw on Anubis and the win on the first map, there would only be one more map played. 2-0 or 2-1 victory for Los Angeles Valiant. My job was dropped. I couldn't believe what happened. Everything got blown up. I mean, I guess let's hop into Dorado and talk about this one a little bit, because at the end of the day, the maps do matter. But at this point, I just couldn't believe that Los Angeles Valiant just beat Seoul Dynasty, and Seoul Dynasty was probably not going to be in Stage 1 playoffs anymore. And now might even lose to the San Francisco Shock. Who knows? Who freaking knows, man? On Dorado, LA Valiant, they came out. They had a good attack. Seoul Dynasty came out. They were responding. They got to the last point with a lot of time left, but they couldn't close it out. You know, Valiant outplayed them on Oasis. They outplayed them on Dorado. Sure, maybe the first two maps were very questionable decisions being made by the Seoul Dynasty's management, coaching staff, players, whatever. These last two maps were clean wins for Los Angeles Valiant. I have the exact opposite feeling that I did last week when the Seoul Dynasty lost to London Spitfire, and I was feeling emptiness and defeat. I felt like we got robbed out of a great game, but this was the least expecting result we could have got. And what is now going to come along with it, where Seoul Dynasty is more than likely not going to qualify for Stage 1, and now we might be able to see some amazing tiebreakers, I'm happy. Hell yeah. Round of applause for Los Angeles Valiant. Amazing win. Well-deserved. Seoul Dynasty, you look like a mess. At this rate, you're not going to qualify for Stage 1, and I'm not going to pick them to qualify for Stage 1. I think either Philadelphia Fusion, Boston Uprising, or Los Angeles Valiant are going to qualify now, honestly. I don't give them much of a shot after this. This is a devastating loss. Like I said, Miro has been playing good. They're making questionable decisions. Right now, the team's kind of going downhill. All right, so now I've talked a lot about the matches and kind of complained and raged and then got happy, whatever, mixed emotions. I'm all over the place in this video, guys, I know. Hopefully you still enjoy it. I just briefly mentioned that I think Philadelphia Fusion, Boston Uprising, Houston Outlaws, or Los Angeles Valiant will probably now qualify for Stage 1. Let me jump into the second part of this video where I talk about how teams can qualify for the playoffs and what needs to be done for them to make it. Alright guys, so what we're taking a look at right now is the official standings with map wins and map losses. So as we can see here, Los Angeles Valiant are ahead of Seoul Dynasty by 1 map. Under them is the Houston Outlaws, who are 5-3 right now. They haven't played that one game. They're still behind one game that they haven't played yet this week, but are still plus 14 on the maps. So if they're able to pick up one win, they will by far have the map advantage over anybody at 6-3. But the problem with the Houston Outlaws is they're taking on the London Spitfire tomorrow, guys, in the last match of the day. And I don't know. I don't got my money on them for that one. I'm not going to lie. Although the Houston Outlaws have looked very good, they're not looking anywhere near the London Spitfire's level of recent games. They have just been absolutely dominant, tearing up everybody. So Houston Outlaws are more than likely going to lose that. And that's going to put them at 5-4. And it definitely doesn't get any easier for them either, because after that, they're taking on the Boston Uprising, who are also looking to get on in the playoffs. So if the Houston Outlaws can manage to get one of these sets, then they will be praying that the Los Angeles Valiant and the Seoul Dynasty both lose their matches, who both are, playing pretty easy teams. The Los Angeles Valiant are taking on the Shanghai Dragons, and Seoul Dynasty is taking on San Francisco Shock. So 2 very easy games for them. So Houston needs a lot of hope, and they need to perform. Yes, at the end of the day, it is in their hands, and if the Houston Outlaws go 2-0, they qualify for the playoffs. That's it. No questions about it. They qualify. Because Seoul Dynasty, Los Angeles Valiant will also be 7-3 if they win, and they cannot catch up to Houston Outlaws maps. So 2-0 victory for the Houston Outlaws this week will qualify them. Moving on to the Boston Uprising, who I just mentioned, will be taking on the Houston Outlaws this week. But before that, they're going up against the Philadelphia Fusion, who is also in the hunt, who have probably the least likely chance to qualify, but they are in the hunt. If they go 2-0 this week, which that first game tomorrow against Boston will not be that easy. But again, if they do pick that win up, they are facing the Florida Mayhem in their second match. So they have a very good shot at going 7-3 if they can take out the Boston Uprising. Still though, the Los Angeles Valiant and Seoul Dynasty are going up against 2 very easy teams as well. And more than likely one of them will win those games, putting them at 7-3. And if Philadelphia Fusion go 2-0, they still will not be ahead of the Los Angeles Valiant and Seoul Dynasty due to their really bad map win-loss ratio. Now that I've covered Houston, Boston, and Philadelphia, let's look at the Los Angeles Valiant and Seoul Dynasty a little bit more. So Seoul Dynasty is taking on the San Francisco Shock, who, they're okay. Probably one of the best of the worst teams, but still, they're not very good. Seoul Dynasty should be able to win 4-0 or 3-1. But the thing is, you never know now after their loss against the Los Angeles Valiant and their loss against the London Spitfire. They also almost lost to the Houston Outlaws last week, and in their last 3 games, they're sitting at a map score of 3-9. Looking at that, San Francisco Shock has a chance at winning 2 maps. Maybe even the set if Seoul Dynasty come into this match looking like they did against the Valiant, because they were an absolute mess today. Literally a mess. So the Seoul Dynasty really need a 4-0 here, and are crossing their fingers that the Los Angeles Valiant, who are going up against the worst team in the entire league, the Shanghai Dragons, somehow lose 2 maps or the set, which I'm not putting my money on that. I did say in my prediction video that I had this gut feeling that the Shanghai Dragons could pull a win off against the Los Angeles Valiant. This was under the assumption that Seoul Dynasty was just going to wreck the Valiant today, like we all thought, but that was not the case. Sure, there is still a chance, because the LA Valiant have proved they're very inconsistent, that the Shanghai Dragons could come up and win this game, but that's like a 1% chance right now, and it's no longer in my gut. I got the Los Angeles Valiant winning that game, probably 4-0. If the Shanghai Dragons pull a map win or 2 off, the Seoul Dynasty will be very grateful for that, but in return, they have to beat the San Francisco Shock 4-0 if they want to qualify. Simple as that. They need to dominate the San Francisco Shock as hard as they can. If they don't, they end up losing maps. The Los Angeles Valiant have the easiest road to qualifying for the Stage 1 playoffs now, and the Seoul Dynasty probably won't. All they need to do is beat the Shanghai Dragons 4-0, the worst team in the league. Out of the other 3 teams, I'd say that Boston Uprising probably had the best shot at qualifying. They do have to beat the Philadelphia Fusion and Houston Outlaws, who are also looking to qualify, but that's still easier than the Houston Outlaws beating the London Spitfire. And the Philadelphia Fusion, they just need so much help. Their win-loss ratio on maps is just so bad. They need a miracle. They need Seoul Dynasty and Los Angeles Valiant to lose their matches. which just won't happen straight up. But they could play spoiler here for the Boston Uprising. The stage is set, guys. Everything is out the window. We thought Seoul Dynasty were just going to qualify easy peasy. It was set. 3 Korean teams. Not anymore, guys. More than likely a Western team is going to make it. So all in all, I think the Los Angeles Valiant are going to qualify. They have the easiest route. Why wouldn't they at this point unless they have a major choke? And I just don't see it happening anymore. And that's basically it for the standings and how these teams can qualify. Let's move on to the last part of the video, guys. I really want to talk to you about Game Leap and how you guys can improve your own individual play, climb the rankings, and potentially go pro. Game Leap is an amazing service. It is a website that I have personally gone through. There's awesome guides delivered to you straight from some of the best players in the game. If you are serious about wanting to get better and improving your own game, Game Leap is the best way to go. At a cost of only $5 a month, you can learn some of the best things and get a huge advantage on other players in the game. And if Game Leap ends up not being for you, then you can get a full refund, guys. But I recommend everybody checks this out. Click the link here. Click the link down in the description, in the comment section. Game Leap is absolutely amazing. Game Leap will help you guys 100%. I believe in that. I would not put a sponsor in my video that I do not agree with. And that's basically it for this video, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.